And we all say, oh, well, I never was there. Okay. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Mark.
I'm Britton.
And, yeah, today we are coming to you basically broken men.
Yeah, it was, this was attempt 2 at a challenge that, initially failed.
Yeah, so, here we go. We're gonna be talking about cats. Alright, let's get started. I have to say, my early opinion of this is that this is fantastic. I love this movie. No, I'm lying.
What?
This was everything you heard about this movie.
It was true.
Yeah, it is true. It is a bad movie.
Yeah.
It is, as I said as I was watching it, that every frame of this movie, I said, why does every frame of this movie have to be stupid? And that's kind of what it was. Like,
yeah.
The music wasn't great. There was a few songs I did like.
Yeah, there were a few decent songs,
but it was also, you know, sung by weird CGI puppet things. Oh, they're people.
Yeah.
And,
well, we think.
Yeah, and like I'm just gonna say it. The plot, the cats, is kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's. Some dumb cat gets abandoned, like it's stuffed in a pillowcase and thrown away by
a human.
Like yeah, I think the only person in the movie, other than the supposed guy on the lights, we don't know the.
The one we don't know the spotlight on.
Yeah, but she's thrown away and is accosted by people from a cult. The Jellicle cult.
Yep.
And, the movie's pretty much her indoctrination.
Yep, and at the end, she submits her soul to the Jellicle cult, and then we also learn that a cat's not a dog.
Yeah.
And that is the plot of Cats. And, it is...
baffling.
Yeah.
It is a baffling experience.
Every decision made in this movie behind the scenes was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
We'll go in. We are going to do a little bit more of a nitty gritty into it. But for now, like, yeah, these are just the broad overviews. Like, everything they did that could have been wrong was wrong. So let's talk a little bit about I guess the few positive things.
Okay.
I thought that the cast was okay.
The cast was fine. They did well with what they were given. Like, it's not their fault that they would look stupid.
Yeah, like, as I said, it was a who's who of regret.
Yeah.
And, like, the bad guy, McCavity's, played by Idris Elba.
Yeah, one of your favorite actors.
I love Idris Elba. Everyone does.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that for half the movie, he almost escaped it. He almost got away with, like, alright, he's so cool that he can get away with being in Cats.
Yeah.
But then he throws off the coat and...
He just looks stupid.
And it's like, oh, man, like, this movie is so stupid that even Idris Elba, like, couldn't, like, bring the coolness factor to it.
Granted, probably looked the least stupid of the bunch.
Yeah.
It just looked like he was wearing a black furry leotard.
And, yeah. And I did enjoy every time he would, like, disappear and reappear, he would say, meow! I like that. I was like, that's kind of cool.
That's how I'm gonna exit a room.
Yeah, that's the best, that's the only way to exit it. Like, before I clock out of work next time, I'll be like, alright guys, I'm going now. Meow! And
I really wish he'd stop doing that.
Who was that guy? And, of course, going back to the cast, there was one standout, one person who actually made the movie a brighter place, and it was almost because he leaned into the stupidity.
Yeah.
And that's Ian McKellen.
Yeah, he really saw the movie for what it was and started like it was almost like he wandered on set and was drunk and started licking things and
rubbing his head on things like,
what's going on here? We're filming cats. I could be a cat.
This is what cats do, right? Like, I am convinced that 90% of the crazy things that Ian McKellen did was not direction. That he came up with this idea. There's one scene where it just starts with him licking a bowl, licking a plate rather. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the script. I'm pretty sure that he was like, all right, so when they come in, what am I doing? Oh, do whatever you want. You're just kind of like chilling.
He wandered to the prop department and found this old plate.
Oh, I'm going to use this.
Alrighty, and like, we'll have to, we'll have to block around you. Look at this plate now.
Yep, that sounds like a you problem. I'm gonna do that. Meow, 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 meow. I'm not lying. That he actually did that.
Yeah, pretty much. It was. It really looked like he was having fun with it because it was just silly.
Yeah, and like I said, it's kind of funny to think, but if everybody leaned into this movie maybe as much, they all knew this is ridiculous. I'm just gonna. It almost made it farcical.
Yeah,
like it might have actually been better.
Well, I know that the main girl in it had this weird strut to her where it looked like she really had to pee.
Yeah,
and it was strange. A lot of baffling, like supposedly. The first edition, all the cats had buttholes.
Yes, I would like to see the butthole version.
I do
5 minutes of the butthole version. I'd watch the Mr. Mistopheles butthole song.
I wonder who really just like I'm trying to think in the studio, like so
cats have buttholes. What do you want?
You want to put buttholes on the cats?
Yeah, everyone has a butthole.
Well, I know, but like the cast of cats in the on the theater production didn't have buttholes.
Yeah, but this isn't the theater production.
Like cats have buttholes. They always flash their buttholes every time they walk by.
Cats have buttholes. Why shouldn't these cats have buttholes?
So it's funny to think that it actually cost money to remove the buttholes.
Like
it was an expense. The debuttholification of the film.
I hope that because I know one of there's supposed to be like this urban myth where there's no really a butthole cut, but there's one person who worked on the set. It was like a cameraman or something, or some person behind the scenes who was like, yeah, no, there was buttholes originally. Like I've seen the butthole version.
What was it? Just
it was like a crew member.
Oh, okay.
So he confirmed that there is a butthole version that once existed of cats.
Watch it. It's just like it wasn't CGI buttholes. Like the suit just has the butthole cut out of it, just to save a few bucks. And then they had to kind of wash away, erase the buttholes.
I like to think that the buttholes was there's only one butthole in the whole movie, and it was Judi Dench. Old Deuteronomy. You only see it. You know the scene where she lifts her leg. And like that's the scene where you see the butthole.
And it was framed differently originally. It was framed where it was the main thing you're looking at.
Actually,
it was like staring down the winding wheel of at the Twilight Zone.
It was actually originally how the movie ended was that she showed the main girl, old Deuteronomy showed the main girl her butthole, and that was like you're in. Oh, Deuteronomy showed the butthole. Oh, she's she's one of us.
Oh no, I think she showed her butthole to Vanessa Williams, and that's how she chooses who goes to the Heaviside Lair.
Not Vanessa Williams.
Was that not Vanessa Williams?
It was what's her name? Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, my mistake.
But yeah, that's what she does. I would have framed it where like she turns around, lifts her tail, and the audience doesn't see the butthole, but it is implied that there's a butthole there.
I imagine she turns around and lifts her tail, and then it just shows the golden glow like from the briefcase of Pulp Fiction.
See, I wanted her to turn around, lift her tail, and then zooms all the way in. The next shot, it cuts to the next zoomed in like butthole, like where you see like butthole takes up 90% of the screen, and there's flies and everything in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to make it as unpleasant, like why'd they show that? Then it just cuts back and
it's like the a still image from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was thinking of in my head.
Or either that, or it's just a slow, like a slow zoom in of the face of the person looking, and you just hear like that whining sound, and then like gunfire as they're having like some kind of Vietnam flashback. I'm gonna like take back what I said earlier. Okay.
And I want more buttholes. Buttholes everywhere. Everyone shows a butthole except for old Deuteronomy.
Okay.
And when she shows her butthole, that's when you know she was chosen. But again, we don't see it. We're not chosen.
Yeah.
Only chosen people get to see old Deuteronomy's old butthole.
It's stupid, but it does sound like a plot piece that could have been in the movie.
Like, if they made the decision to put buttholes in this movie, and then they said, alright, well, if we're gonna put buttholes, we might as well, like, make it germane to the plot.
Yeah. If we're gonna add buttholes, we might as well make it a plot point.
Like, we're gonna have the whole butthole thing.
Yeah.
Then, the butthole's gotta be important. We want the audience to feel the importance of the butthole. Like, I don't know, Ron. Maybe we just shouldn't have buttholes. You're telling me that we're gonna spend money erasing all these buttholes and reshooting scenes where old Deuteronomy doesn't show her butthole to Jennifer Hudson?
Yeah, we're gonna do all this.
Yes, that is the way to go.
The test audience did not like the butthole.
In fact, everyone walked out of the test. The whole test audience walked out. We don't know if it was butthole related. They walked out somewhere in the middle of the first song. It might have been butthole related. It might have just been a horror show thing. It doesn't matter. People walked out. So
yeah, so we're going to err on the side of the butthole. And at least take him out of the movie.
How about this? Hold on a second.
Okay.
How about this?
All right.
What if we keep the buttholes in, but we put some extra fur around it, different colored fur, so that people know it's a butthole?
I'm not comfortable with this decision. I think we're focusing a little bit too much on the buttholes and less on these freakish-looking creatures that are on the screen.
So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a really good cast. We're gonna have lots of people that are recognizable, but people want to see Ian McKellen's butthole. I just think that's like they want to see Taylor Swift's butthole. They want to see these people's buttholes as cats. So why aren't we putting their buttholes in?
Literally, no one has asked for this. Not one person. Like, you are the only person clamoring for these buttholes.
I think that if we showed, Rebel Wilson's butthole, I think it would get the kids on board with this movie.
We saw enough of Rebel Wilson when scratching. Yeah,
that's where you see the butthole. If there's ever a place for the butthole,
yeah,
it is in that scene. Like, that's what makes the people walk out. Like, someone whose butthole's spread wide open.
Ugh.
Like, listen, we've seen Pink Flamingos. We know that people will watch a movie with butthole in it.
Yeah.
That's actually, even though that movie wasn't a musical, that song could have been in Cats at that moment. When she was playing that ooh mow mow ooh mow mow mow.
That's a tough one. Which was worst at their craft? Cats or Pink Flamingos?
Oh no, not again.
Because, I would actually have to say Cats, because, Cats had source material as to how it was supposed to properly be done, and Pink Flamingos, it was something new and kind of experimental. It wasn't good, but they were, kind of at the cutting edge of, I guess, what experimenting with film can be.
I'm going to say two things. One, as you know, even though I will likely never watch Pink Flamingos again, I can't say it's a bad movie. I like that movie. I liked it for what it did.
It's a rough one.
And I think that Cats fails more because really the intent of Pink Flamingos was to make the most disgusting and abhorrent type of movie that John Waters could.
Yeah, and they did a fairly good job.
He set out to make a movie that was abrasive and shocking in its crudity. Yeah, and he succeeded. Whereas Cats wanted to, I'm assuming the people who made Cats wanted to make Cats be good. Yeah. And it just wasn't.
It's weird to think that millions of dollars of CGI doesn't look nearly as good as people in fur costumes.
Yeah, I know. Like, as I don't think I've actually said it on the podcast before, so this will be a new thing for them. But I watched the Mr. Mistopheles song on the real one, the actual stage version.
Yeah, you showed me before.
Yeah, and it is far superior. Don't get me wrong, it's still stupid. Yeah. Like, there's just no denying that. It's still a stupid source material.
Actually, of the stage versions we've seen, I would actually say the Mr. Mistopheles song in the film is actually better. I do like 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 how they built it up and how they kind of brought Deuteronomy back rather than he crawls out of a blanket.
Yeah, I like. Here's the thing. I like the scene better. Yeah. Because of like the things like there's doubt and all that other stuff. And, but I like the performance better in the stage version. I think that Rum Tum Tugger singing it is just so much better.
Well, Rum Tum Tugger in the stage version is better.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, rather than kind of weird.
Yeah, he's just like the other. The movie Rum Tum Tugger was more like, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about this guy, but was more like Wayne Brady in that Pinocchio movie, Geppetto.
Oof.
Like, that was the performance that we got from our Rum Tum Tugger.
That's a bit rough.
I'm sorry.
But, I can kind of see Wayne Brady elements to it. It's just, Rum Tum Tugger, he didn't come off as cool. He came off as an insecure person trying to be cool. Yeah, like what someone thinks cool is.
Yeah, like in the stage version, like the guy was just naturally cool, Yeah. And in this version, he's like, "But I'm cool too, guys." Yeah. Like, I imagine Rum Tum Tugger. Like, see, now I'm thinking of if we had a Muppets Babies, why can't we have like kittens? Like a version of Cats that they're all younger and everything like that, and them all playing on the schoolyard. And actually, I'm gonna keep on going with this.
Okay. Because my brain went a different direction, but let's see what you're going with.
So they all kind of hang out. Think of it like Rugrats almost. Okay. They all hang out. They have adventures and fun with each other. And like the mean person, the Angelica, the bitch, is Jennifer Hudson's character, which is why they don't like her anymore when they grow up and everything. So that's how I'm gonna do it. Like, Jenny Anydots is just kind of she's kind of like this somewhat bossy but playful creature. Then we have Rum Tum Tugger, who is always getting picked on but trying to pretend he's cool and everything like that. All right. We have Rumple Teaser and Grizzle Bear, whatever their names are. I don't remember. Jerry Mungo Jerry. Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser. They're like the Phil and Lil from Rugrats. They're always like completing each other's sentences and talks and everything. Yeah, actually, this could work. Maybe. Yeah. Old Deuteronomy is like Nanny, so you only see her
see her legs.
Yeah.
As she lifts them and shows the butthole.
So what was your idea for the kittens?
So my idea was not with kittens at all. Like like as soon as you started going off in another direction, my my thoughts were they're singing Mr. Mistopheles' song as he's trying to disarm a bomb.
Now that would be like That would be great to see these cats in different like scenarios.
Yeah, like they're singing. They're really trying to egg him on and give him confidence as he's choosing which wire to cut.
And even though cats like don't really sweat, like, you still see sweat coming from him. Like he lifts up his stupid fucking hat, and he like wipes his brow with the back of his paw. He
lifts his hat and he brings out the pliers.
No. He's got to use his little claws that he's got. Cats have claws.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's just like he sharpens them, and he's like, I don't know which one to cut. Cut the red wire. It's supposed to be Judi Dench.
I don't know why, but I imagine her as a Force ghost when he did that.
Well, I'm assuming this takes place later, so old Deuteronomy didn't have much time left.
Yeah, she had to get one more through, on the balloon, and then she's out herself.
So, she kind of fades in. You cut the red wire. We're colorblind. Oh, come on. And we all say, oh, all right, guys, seriously.
I'm trying not to get us killed.
So there's basically I want to see the furthering adventure. I'm actually gonna say this. I want to see a cat sequel.
Yeah.
That is, has nothing to do with the Jellicle Ball and actually no music. That might help.
Yeah.
It's not a musical. It's just them, they're all hanging out. Maybe they're and just things happen. McCavity's a mad bomber now.
Yeah. Well, McCavity. McCavity is the bad guy, and Mr. Mistopheles is crawling through the vents in Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah. See, actually, I think I have a better idea.
Okay.
There's another bad guy. It's, I don't know, mongoose or some other animal, a ferret, or a dog, and a bad dog.
Okay.
And they need help, so they have to get help from McCavity. He's kind of like the Hannibal Lecter of the Cats group now. So now they need to rely on him.
So he's just at the pound?
Yeah. Yes.
And they have to kind of break him out.
They have to break him out so he can help them. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're coming from a cavity. I don't know why he's, it's Sean Connery. And,
meow.
Yeah. Though, unfortunately, the late Sean Connery. And,
Go on.
And, so they have to break him out. And, I don't know where we go from there.
That's the first act.
Yeah, first act is breaking out McCavity, and then until the betrayal, the inevitable betrayal.
Yeah. He's gonna betray him because A, he's villainous, and B, he's a cat. Cats don't have loyalty. I'm sure there's some nice cats out there. For all the cats listening.
Yeah. But I'm guessing the dog is like a Hans Gruber type.
Oh yeah, the dog is
or is it Buffalo Bill?
No, I want
I'd sniff me. I'd sniff me hard.
He tucks his tail between his legs. No, well, here's the question. Yeah. What type of dog do you envision?
Well, it depends on the type of character. If it's Hans Gruber.
I just wanted to have an imposing, formidable, intelligent, dog. So they need somebody equally cunning and clever.
Then probably a German Shepherd. If he has to be intelligent. If it's just brute strength, then a Rottweiler.
I was gonna say, although I don't know if they're very intelligent or not, but I like your German Shepherd idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Saint Bernard. Just because, or maybe a Mastiff, the one that's the biggest dog.
Yeah,
because clearly I want there to be a size difference.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many German Shepherds have you met? Because they're pretty big dogs.
Yeah, they're pretty big, but they're not like Mastiffs. Mastiffs are like bears.
Oh yeah, but yeah. I guess
I want this. Although I can see the German Shepherd being like a, sitting behind a Bond type chair and spinning around more than I could see a Mastiff doing that. They're too shaggy, maybe.
No, Mastiffs are fairly, short fur. It's just Mastiffs are kind of big, floppy, drooling dummies.
Yeah. So okay. So here we go. We have the German Shepherd.
Okay.
And he's he's eating cats.
Yeah.
And he's bombing the cats, and he's trying to destroy the whole Jellicle cult.
Okay, so he's a bit of a fanatic. There's like some kind of dog cult.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not really a dog cult. It's the predominant dog religion.
But he's just a fanatic.
He's a fanatic version of that. And he believes the Jellicle cult is an abomination.
Yeah.
Like, first off, he doesn't believe in cat religion to begin with. He thinks it's all hocus pocus and bullshit. Let alone the Jellicle cult. So he thinks that is truly abhorrent, and it needs to be wiped from the planet.
And so he goes around doing various acts of destruction,
of terrorism.
Yeah, he has the bomb set up in one of the things, and he does other things like he destroys their Jellicle ball thing.
Yeah.
Like, he smashes it. He pees on things and marks it as his territory.
So his first act of terror is popping the balloon.
Oh yeah,
and so now.
He sabotages. This is how it begins. It's the Jellicle ball, the yearly Jellicle ball.
Yeah,
it's a year afterwards. Mr. Mistopheles and main girl Victoria, I think her name was. They're married. They have a few kittens. Everything's good. Everyone's kind of getting back together. Yeah. And old Gus, he gets. I want him to stay.
Gus is gone.
I like old Gus. I want him to come back.
I like old Gus too, but he had palsy.
Listen, palsy, P-A-W. All right, no. I want him to come back because when they do, I want him to die brutally, so you feel it more.
I want him as a taxidermied statue.
Okay, I can live with that.
All right,
and he's got a look of horror on his face. And he's actually the statue that like stands guard everything, in their Jellicle ball.
He's like the unofficial doorman.
Yeah, he stands guard, like they all, like, I don't want to say revere it, but they kind of they revere it. That's a good and when like halfway through the movie, like when things get really serious, the dog lights it on fire and destroys it. That'll be.
I want to say the opening thing is the assassination of old Deuteronomy. Like, she's doing her thing on the stage and talking and talking about the next cat to go through the to the Heaviside layer when there's a red laser dot on her forehead.
See, I was gonna say that the she sends the next cat to the Heaviside layer. We'll say Mungo Jerry, not Rumpelteazer. And they send him off like, all right, there we go, everything's good. And then it explodes. It was a sabotage. And Deuteronomy looks up at her failure like, oh no, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
And that's when the attack comes to her.
Yeah.
So now everyone's scrambling to figure out what to do. They have no leader. They have their whole religion is crumbling.
Yeah. Like, I imagine what happens is, like, the bomb goes off on the balloon, and then another one goes off, and like it's the ringing, and then she sees another cat like pick up its tail in its mouth.
And then that's when the last explosion claims her, kind of thing. And so now they have to band together and find a way to basically survive and rebuild their Jellicle cult.
And I imagine, like, it's Victoria, like, she goes on this kind of journey of self-discovery where she sees Force Ghost Deuteronomy and like, Deuteronomy is a title. Anyone can be a Deuteronomy.
Oh, so she's going to be
Victoria is going to be the next Deuteronomy.
That's interesting. That's her arc. She's the newest member. She still finds a way, and they all accept her at the end to be the new Deuteronomy.
Like she has that natural born wisdom, like the Dalai Lama has.
So, all right. So we start with the explosions, and the old Deuteronomy dies.
Yeah.
So then they band together, and on the streets and not sure what to do, they decide to, like, we don't know how to do this. They find out who the dog's a bad guy because he's, I don't know, running away laughing and barking at him. And so, like, then they decide to break out McCavity. So they go to the pound and, he's got a muzzle on.
He has a bell. He's wearing one of those bell collars.
Oh, you guys sent me here. That's a terrible. That's a terrible Idris Elba.
So, you send me away to the pound and you ask for my help.
So I guess then there's only one thing to do. I'm gonna turn around, show you my butthole,
and you tell me what you see.
Listen, we'll help you get out of here.
Look at it!
Meow. Alright, fine, we'll help you out.
And, meanwhile, the what is it? The German Shepherd is, they're having a party like that celebration in Die Hard 3 that the Germans were having.
Yeah.
And meanwhile the German Shepherd is sitting at a desk eating those creepy mice from the Jenny Any Dots song. He's eating them from out of a bowl.
Yeah. And see, like, what I see is, I'm gonna take back my McCavity betrayal.
Okay.
I don't want McCavity to betray them, but I do want there to be a betrayal.
Okay.
And they automatically assume it's McCavity. And what happens is it's, we'll say, Jenny Any Dots.
Jenny Any Dots. No, it's, it's
a fat one. Yeah, the Puss in Spats.
Yeah, whatever the hell his name was.
It was like old Tom Tugger. So, yeah, he sells them out for food.
Yeah.
Which makes sense in his character. And when they find that there's a betrayer in their group, who, and it does claim one of their lives. The dog comes and he bites off I'm trying to think, the freaking porno stash one.
The train guy.
Yeah, the train guy. That's one.
Billy Illy Pants.
Yeah, Billy Illy Pants. He's the one who gets killed by the dog in that, and they find out, who's the betrayer, and when they think it's McCavity, even though it's not, they think it's him.
Yeah.
They kill him.
No, they don't kill. They crucify him.
Like literally?
Literally.
Well, that'll still kill him.
Oh yeah, but they, it's
that's
still
how they kill him. Yeah,
they crucify him.
I didn't do it. Your cult will fall. You will all fall. And and then of course old Tom Fatass gets to keep on
eating.
Yeah, and betraying them and everything.
And here's the thing. He never gets his comeuppance.
Nope.
He's like what's his name?
Oh, Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life.
Like, and the third act is going to begin, or I guess technically the second act closes with the destruction of the old
crucifixion of
and the destruction of the old Tom statue.
Yeah.
Gus. Old Gus. Yeah. That gets burned down because it's like Act 1, the good guys get what they want. They break the guy out. Act 2, the bad guy gets what he wants. It looks like it's curtains for the cult.
Yeah.
And he declares like, this is it. The Jellicle cat or the Jellicle cats are no more.
And declares that now a dog state.
Yep. And through the cunning of magical Mr. Mistopheles and disarming bombs, and through the wisdom of Victoria and
Force Ghost Deuteronomy.
Yes, they find a way to reestablish themselves and pretty much bring the fight to the dog.
I wanted some kind of not paranormal, but maybe paranormal. Like she has some kind of force powers, and all the energy of all the past Deuteronomies from all the way back into the Egyptian Pharaoh era. Mm-hmm. Like help her defeat the dog, and the dog melts like in Raiders.
Yep. Although that is very similar to the ending of Episode 9. Like, I'm every Sith, and I'm every Jedi.
Yeah, but this will be better.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Melt the dog? No.
No?
I want the dog to walk away from it injured from whatever happens, but if we're doing a Cats 2, clearly this has to be a trilogy.
Oh, okay.
So, the dog is, he goes away, he's defeated, but he's not killed.
So, he's kind of, so instead of killed and melted, we'll say he's like Ash at the end of Evil Dead 2, when, like he sees something so horrific that his hair turns white.
Huh. Yeah. He's that, and then he gets taken to the pound.
Yeah.
And,
he's babbling insane.
And, part 3, Cats 3, will be this new breed of Jellicle cats with the new Deuteronomy and a new, a few new characters to supplement the ones we killed. They're regaining their strength. Things are going well.
Yeah, I want it to take place maybe a little bit further along in the future. Yeah. Maybe like Victoria is a little bit more old,
and
she's more Deuteronomy-esque.
Okay, I can get behind that. The Jellicle cats are thriving.
Yeah,
everything's good. And then the dog, he breaks out of the pound, but he gets all the other animals in the pound on him. Basically, a roving gang of animals.
Well, I imagine it's the opposite of how Cats was. Like, there's some other young fanatic that breaks him out. And the German Shepherd was crazy, before because he was a fanatic, but now he's significantly more unstable.
I like the idea of having like a dog fanatic, like kind of be almost a mirror image of what Victoria was.
I imagine it's like, you remember in Kung Fu Hustle where they broke out the beast guy?
Oh yeah,
and like the beast just kind of ends up killing them and goes after the the main character anyway. It's kind of like that. Like this young fanatic, breaks him out and breaks out the other dogs from the jail as well. But the German Shepherd is so batshit insane that he just kind of like goes after this dog's neck and kills him
immediately.
And not immediately. Like the first roadblock in their relationship.
Okay.
Like the first time they have a disagreement. He just kind of rips the dog's neck out and does like, anyone else have any objections?
You see, and here's the thing.
And then there's a bunch of tails in between their legs.
So are they all dogs then? Like a fanatical cult of the dogs, or is it going to be just a bunch of other animals?
It's a pound, so I imagine it's mostly dogs. Maybe a macaw in there as well, just mixed in.
Like that would actually be a got air support now. See, I imagine that when he gets out, he's like. Before, he was a clever dog.
Yeah.
He was a good boy,
He was cunning.
Yeah, he used, bombs and explosives, and he had a plan. Now he's just brutal, just raw anger.
He doesn't really have the direction that he once had. It's just savagery.
Mm-hmm. He's resorted back to almost like a feral wolf-like state. And
because he's been in jail for what was probably 50 dog years.
And so he kind of has like where they survived before by being more clever and outsmarting him and everything. Now they don't have that luxury. Like now they are trying to survive basically a force of nature.
Yeah, but the thing is that New Deuteronomy is more prepared. Like she's seen what can happen, and made sure that they are not with their pants around their ankles. So there's like cat ninja assassins.
Now here's a good question.
Yeah,
how do they defeat this dog? I want to say that it comes down it actually comes down a showdown between him and old Deuteronomy.
New
Deuteronomy, and she sacrifices herself and sends both of them to the Heaviside Lair on a balloon.
So it would have to be then a sword fight. It's a sword fight, and they get on the balloon, and her he has her he runs her through, and but it was a trap, and she uses her last bit of strength to cut the ropes holding the balloon behind.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. And I imagine as he looks around looking for a way to get down and knows that he's failed, he just howls at the moon.
Yeah.
Because it's the nighttime, it's the annual Jellicle ball with the moon and everything.
And New Deuteronomy crosses over to the Heaviside layer, but dogs can't pass through the Heaviside layer, so he just burns. And I imagine I imagine throughout the movie, New Deuteronomy has a young apprentice that she's kind of has under her wing, knowing that full well at one point this is going to happen again, and she's going to have to take over. And then we get a Force Ghost ending, in kind of like at the end of episode 6.
Okay. So, she looks over and she sees old Deuteronomy, new Deuteronomy, and, an Egyptian cat with, and
Yoda. Yoda's just there for good measure.
It's the same universe. That's when we reveal that Cats, the series, was in the same universe as Star Wars.
Yeah, cats. Cats as a species are a lineage of Jedi.
Huh. And
Sith, I guess.
Oh, Sith. The bad cats would be Sith, I guess. Like the cats that claw at your couch. Those were Siths.
Or keep you up at night.
Running around.
Meowing and fighting.
So basically, alley cats are, the Siths.
Yeah.
The ones that get in all these fights and everything like that.
The ones that just flop around and do nothing are just are Jedi.
They're the laziest fucking Jedi in the entire world.
That's why they're just pets now. Because they're just too lazy to do anything.
You know what? I could lift this rock with my mind if I wanted to.
But why?
A mouse.
As soon as the Jedi were worshipped and doted upon, they kind of lost the lost the motivation to be a leader, leading race.
That actually is what happens in the prequels. Once they are given that position of power and counsel, they just kind of don't do anything. It's there's a fight over here. There's a war is going to start. Can we help you? Or can you help them? No.
We cannot get involved.
Why not? This is literally your job, is to get involved.
No, it's not.
What do you do then?
We contemplate.
You contemplate.
Yes.
Aren't you isn't this wise counsel? Isn't that the?
Yes.
Aren't you at the someone who's ruling the galaxy, through
kind of.
Yeah, you give advice to everybody. So what you just contemplate? You just think.
Yes.
But you're freaking warriors with swords.
Shut up.
You have powers that can stop any full scale assault. And you don't use them?
No.
Why not?
Because we're not supposed to.
Who says?
Says us.
Well, what the fuck? Come on. Yeah, those are cats.
Yep.
That is Jedi are the cats of the Star Wars universe.
They contemplated themselves into devolution.
I gotta tell you, if I had a Jedi as a pet, you better believe I'd be feeding it. I'd be taking it for walks.
Oh yeah, because then they'll run you through, or stop your heart.
Yeah, why don't they do that more often?
Because they're lazy. they know, no matter what, you're gonna feed them.
It's like, all right, Yoda, we, the Emperor is literally here, destroying people. We need you guys to stop him. Are you gonna help us?
No.
Why not?
What? Why should we?
Because the Sith are rising. They're literally running little kids through.
Yeah, but that leads to anger, and that leads to hate.
They are taking over the Senate right now. Look, you see that fucking that giant spaceship? It can blow up planets. You could destroy that with just a thought. Aren't you going to do something?
No.
I don't get it. I don't get it, Yoda.
What do you want us to do?
I want you to fight the Sith.
That leads to anger.
Oh my gosh.
What do you want? Like, I don't know how to paint a... Like, I can't tell... Like, what do you want from me?
I want you to fight the Sith.
No.
Why not?
Because that leads to the dark side.
Well, the dark side's winning. The dark side's at your door right now, Yoda.
Well, yeah, that you know, the dark side will lead to the dark side.
Well, yeah, but they're winning. They're gonna kill us.
No, they won't. What was that?
That was that. It's a fly flying. He's dead.
Oh, who killed him?
The guy at the door.
Well, you know what? The dark side won.
Yeah. And Yoda's like, okay. And Yoda just leaves and goes to another planet.
There. They won't find me here. And then I can contemplate in peace.
And then Luke shows up. He's like, yeah, you can do it.
That's all they try and do is just pawn off everything on someone else. And if they mess up, they say, "Oh, he was a Sith," because that's what they did with Anakin.
Yep.
They pretend that they don't want to train him. And like, don't twist my arm. And then they train him and like, oh, I knew he was a Sith all along.
Yeah.
When he screws up.
Yeah. See, he's a Sith right now. It's like, well, not. He wasn't a Sith until you guys made him a Sith.
Yeah. And they started to do the same thing with Luke. As soon as he, like, oh, he's too young, he might turn into a Sith. You know, just in case he screwed up again.
Oh, see? We contemplated correctly.
Yeah. Like, it's just someone betting on all sides to turn, to show that they were right all along.
Yep, and, and also to do the least amount of work possible.
What do you do? It's really a power built on laziness. Like, I don't want to have to get up to get that. Well, I use my mind powers to get it for me.
No, I don't want to throw it away. That's why they have droids in this universe.
Yeah.
They built them to do menial tasks.
Like, it is really a miracle that all Jedi are not fat people like on the Axiom.
like in WALL-E.
Yeah. Just floating around. I don't want to do this. You gotta get up. You gotta go to work. Work leads to the dark side.
Oh, everything leads to the dark side. Is that like 16-year-old Yoda?
He doesn't want to get up playing his super advanced video games.
Yeah, he's like, I imagine he's laying down on a big beanbag chair. He's got the a record player, like, playing Dark Side of the Moon. And, don't like this song.
Yoda, you have to go to school, Yoda.
No school will I go to today.
School lead to the dark side.
No, school no lead to dark side.
School lead you not being deadbeat like your father.
Hey, are you talking about me in there?
Where's my dinner?
No dinner till you get job. Job leads to dark side.
I don't know why they're cavemen. So that's what that is what the foundation of Jediism is just laziness. How to do the least amount of work, so we conserve energy. So everything we do leads to the entropy of the universe. Oh my God, Yoda!
Always with the entropy and the dark side.
Prove me wrong. I can't. You're technically right, but in the stupidest way possible.
No, I'm always right. Always right are the Jedi.
If I do nothing, then I lead to less destruction.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess.
And somehow he convinces an entire, over 900 years, he convinces an entire civilization into this cult of just lazy Jedis,
and that's how we get to the Jellicle cats.
Yeah, and some of the Jedi were like, look, these are some cool powers. Like, why don't we use them to kind of take control?
Dark side.
That sounds like lots of work.
Sounds like dark side talk to me. They cast him out, and he uses his powers and becomes a Sith.
Yeah, and that's the birth of the Sith. Like, they actually want to use their powers to kind of like manipulate their surroundings.
They want to use their powers to do stuff.
Yeah, and that do stuff that leads to the dark side.
It's like, you know what? Like you sound like you're being tainted by the dark side. I'm not. I just think that we can do more at this. And they cast him out, and then when he becomes, he rises up and becomes a Sith. Oh, yeah. Told you.
Like I think we could why don't we use our force powers to build an orphanage for all those poor younglings? That sounds like dark side talk to me.
Younglings lead to oldlings. Oldlings lead to Sith. Sith leads to dark side.
Like there aren't even Sith. Not yet, because we avoid it.
We do nothing, and we will have nothing. That is the Jedi pledge.
Look, I'm gonna go do what I want anyway.
Oh, he's a Sith.
I told you.
He's a Sith.
I told you he'd be a Sith. You said I was gonna be a Sith.
Oh, he's a Sith too. Anybody else want to be a Sith?
I'm hungry.
Hunger leads to food. Food leads to taste. Taste leads to exotic taste. Exotic taste lead to... And it just keeps on going on and on for an hour. And marbles lead to the dark side.
I like marbles.
They cast him out.
You're stupid. I don't even want to be part of your dumb club.
You want to do something? Here, have a red sword and, do stuff.
I imagine, the swords were not initially used as weapons. Like they were using it to open beer cans.
And on that note, Cats.
A ponderous experiment in CGI and musicals, but definitely an experience to watch and talk about afterwards with your friends.
Yeah, in that sense, I will say that it wasn't very good. In fact, I said that every choice was the wrong choice that they made.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna oddly recommend it just so that it's one of those movies you really have to see this fucking movie,
Yeah.
You will not believe your eyes watching this movie, and that is a treat to me. So, well, that'll about wrap it up.
Alrighty, have a good one.
Take it easy now.
A toodaloo.
That'll hold a little SOBs.